Hi, welcome back to AYP Live, where we speak to the people changing the conversation around Aberdeen, careers, culture, and community. Tonight's guest has done something pretty remarkable. At a time when many people are writing Aberdeen off, she picked up her phone, started telling stories, and reminded people there's still magic hiding in plain sight across this city. History, hidden gems, independent businesses, local legends, architecture, food, and culture. She's become Aberdeen's unofficial digital tour guide, proving that sometimes all it takes is one passionate person to make people see a city differently. Joining me tonight is Lesley-Ann MacGregor, better known online as Talk of the Deen. So, on with tonight's show. Lesley-Ann has built a growing social media audience by combining storytelling, humour, local history, food reviews, and a genuine passion for Aberdeen. From hidden details on old buildings to spotlighting independent cafes and forgotten stories, her content has helped thousands of people reconnect with the city and see it through fresh eyes. So, what makes her stand out is that none of it feels forced, it feels very authentic, curious, and let's just say, very Aberdeen. So, without further ado, let's bring her on. How are we doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks.
I
So
think
thanks,
you covered
obviously.
that quite well there.
Thank you very much. So I just want to kind of really get started, Lesley-Ann, but just to say, for anyone who somehow hasn't discovered Talk of the Dean yet, tell us a bit about how this all started.
Um, there's kind of a few different things of how it started, but I think the main reason for me is I was fed up of people calling it like Aberdoom and there's the
Mm.
Abermoners and there's this and that, and I felt like so much negativity around the city, and I was just always so proud of my city, and I was like, I just want to do something a bit more positive, a bit more kind of like let's try and speak about what we do have rather than what we don't have. And I was just on a date out with my husband, and I said, I really want to do some online stuff. And at the start, it was just kind of wanted to do TikTok. And that's why it's called Talk of the Dean, because originally it
Mhm.
was TikTok. So TOK, Talk of the Dean, which some people still ask me what it stands for and things like that. Because then obviously we moved over to Instagram and to Facebook, which I'm now
Mhm.
bigger on than I am on TikTok, which is crazy. But yeah, it all just kind of started. It came from a passion about the city and me just wanting to spread some stories. I mean, my granddad always kind of talked about his kind of old stories in the city. He used to actually be painter and decorator, and he used to paint windows like up and down Union Street and things like that.
Okay.
And he used to always tell me all these like stories, and I'd be interested in history, and he would keep me like magazines out of the newspaper about old like things that happened in Aberdeen. So I've always had an interest. I
Mhm.
just didn't realize that so many other people would be interested in it.
I
So
know,
it's
because I think
been
it's just before we went live. That's what I was saying to you, because I can't believe it's only, what's it, 14 months that you've been
14
running the
months.
channel. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
I think it was the 1st of April last year that I started.
yeah.
And yeah, it just took off. It was so unexpected because
Mhm.
I think to start with it was very, very like trickled with kind of followers and things. And
Yeah.
I can't remember what post it was. I think I put a post up saying like, "Let me introduce myself," and I kind
Mhm.
of introduced myself as like the unofficial tour guide of Aberdeen. And yeah, my followers just absolutely soared, and people discovered me, and people were talking about me, and I just that more of that, and the more people getting involved with the conversations, the more I kind of wanted to do it. And it turns
Brilliant.
out that so many more people want to be positive about the city. It's
Yeah.
just that the people who are negative speak louder, and I'm thinking, well,
Mm.
we need to be speaking up a bit more about the positives. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, so let's like look at where it all kind of started for you. I mean, what made you start creating content about Aberdeen in the first place? Obviously, you mentioned the family relation there and what have you. So what made you kind of just go, right, you know what, I'm going to do a channel about Aberdeen?
Um, as I said, there's a few different kind of strings of my bow because I do a job that's completely different from social media,
Mhm.
and but I've always had an interest in being creative and making videos. It's something I've done from a young age, like with a camcorder. I used to love making videos, and I always made ones for myself and my own family, and then I thought, oh, I can maybe do these for like the public, but obviously the
Mhm.
kind of rules around what I can show and what I don't. So that was kind of one string to was I wanted to have a creative outlet as a hobby because the kids were getting older, and I was like, right, I just want to find something to kind of
Yeah.
do with my spare time. And then obviously there's the whole the interest in history because of my granddad, and then the job that I do work in, I see quite a lot of trauma around the city. So I did some counselling at some point, and they were like, try and turn those stories into more positive stories. So then I
Hmm.
started learning different things about the city. So when I'm going around the city, I could tell more positive stories. And then I thought I could put those positive stories on my Talk of the Dean
Hmm.
and see how people get on. Because originally I think I started just kind of doing cafes and places and parks. And I thought, I'm just going to tell something about the history and see how it
Yeah.
goes. And it just, that was one of the first videos that kind of got a lot of views. And I was like, oh, I was like, I didn't realize that other people would be interested. And it was one of those things, it was so many locals telling me, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so, like, why do the local tourists get taught it when they come in, like the baker's place on the side of the Proviskeen house?
Uh-huh.
Tourists always get taken to that and told about it, but very few locals knew about it. And I
Well,
was
they always
like,
say
it
that
shouldn't.
to go into like a tourist bus, isn't it, around Aberdeen? They always say that the best way to probably like see what your city's all about is to do one of these tour guides as well, isn't
Yeah, yeah,
it?
and it's yeah. It came across as really bizarre to me that the locals in Aberdeen weren't learning about these things, and
Mhm.
it felt to me that we were losing that kind of grasp on our history, and we weren't teaching it, and we weren't telling, like, me, for me, I want to pass that knowledge on to my kids. I want them to be able to walk down
Yeah.
Union Street and say, "Oh, that's what happened there, and that's what that's for," and we tell
Mhm.
the stories because I mean, I love it. See, if I'm in town and some people have come in off of cruise ships. I
Uh,
just wander around. I'm always like, "Are you lost? Can I help?" And then I end up going on a massive spiel about history, and I have to take them around half Aberdeen, giving a tour. And I'm just like, before I know it, I'm like, "Oh, I'm maybe good to go." Like,
because I mean, you've obviously created a great following for doing what you do as well, and you do it very well. I mean, did you expect people to connect with it the way that they've done?
no, no, not at all. It was very, very, because as I said, most of the stuff you see online is negative
Mhm.
about Aberdeen. It is, there's so much negativity. So when I see lots of people kind of saying, "Oh, we want more of this. We want more history. We want more stories." I can't believe I didn't know that. And I'm learning stuff about my city every day. Like some people tell
Yeah.
me that they check my page every day just so they can see what else they can learn, and that they're passing the stories on. And I just, it was so unexpected that people would be talking about it offline
Mhm.
and then passing on that knowledge offline. And then the amount of messages I get saying, "Oh, actually, do you know about this?" And I get people come in to like tell me about things. I'm like, "No, but I'm gonna go find out." And it's always
Yeah.
that. It's like, I'll go tell the story, I'll go find out about it. And I'm learning as well as other people learning. So I
Mhm.
found out so many things about the city that I just didn't have a clue about.
Yeah.
I'm always going raking around town for like stones, and I think I did one on the little kind of lane just up beside Da Vinci Italian,
Yeah.
and there's someone told me obviously the letters were on the wall. I think I
Mhm.
spent about an hour looking for those letters.
Because
I
that's
could
weird.
not find them. I
That
was
was one
wandering
I was
back and
going to
forth.
that was what I was just going to actually
Sorry.
speak about because I was going to say,
Uh-huh.
like, why do you think so many locals don't know the stories that are kind of hiding round about? When you're walking down Union Street, or because I mean, Aberdeen's got a rich history. Because I was asking you going to say about that was the Castlegate lanes, for example. Because I mean, I remember going to Pittodrie, I used to go down one of the lanes just to connect back onto the road as well. And yeah, I think you were alluding to the church, isn't it? It's got the engravings on the side. It's got the bit that's still visible. I mean, there's a lot around you that you don't really see. So why do you
No,
think that so many locals have just not aware of it?
I think it's just because we walk past it daily. I think you just forget to look. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's like if you were going to a foreign country, you probably would look for these things. If you're going to another
Yeah.
city, you would read all the little plaques that are on the walls, because there's so many of these, like obviously the commemorative plaques and the black plaques all over Aberdeen that tell you about the stuff that I teach. But people
Mhm.
just don't notice them because they walk past them every day. They become normal.
Yeah.
And if you were in another city, you would probably look at them. But I think it is just, and it sounds really bad, but I don't think Aberdeen celebrates its past and its history as much as we should. I mean, I was saying to somebody last week, Aberdeen actually trialed more people for the witch trials than
Mhm.
in Salem. And I mean, I've been to Salem, and Salem is, they fairly celebrate their Salem. There's just witches everywhere. They do everything about it. But even if we should have like one day a year we put on tours, or there should be
Mhm.
tours in October or something like that, but we just seem to say nothing about it. I
Yeah.
think there's a little plaque just off of like Correction Wind about the
Mhm.
witches, and that is it. There's the toll booth's closed. Well, hopefully they're going to get it open. Speaking, this sounds really bad. I was speaking to the Lord Provost last week,
Mhm.
and he was saying they are trying to get it back open again. So hopefully that'll be open again, and we can start
Yeah.
telling these stories. But I think we're not promoting our history enough, and that's why people are missing it.
Mhm.
Um, And it's almost just kind of like fizzled out. Like people are just
Yeah.
not wanting to learn it anymore, just not wanting to know about it. And I think I've maybe just kind of like brought it back to the kind of like people's attention again, and people are learning
Mhm.
things.
No, it's great
So
because we need people like you to be kind of essentially ambassadors for the city to kind of just showcase what's on offer here as well. And obviously now you've got a really great following as well. Was there a moment where you kind of realized, wait a minute, this is becoming something quite big? From your original chat, your husband there, and then going to where you are now. Was there a moment
yeah,
when you just went, wow?
I'm trying to think. Well, like yeah, there's been a few moments where I've just like I can't believe I'm actually doing this. It's like obviously I can't tell you. I've got an invite coming up. You guys will like obviously find out about it probably in the next week or so. But I got an email inviting me to something really important down in Edinburgh, and I just sat there kind of going, I don't understand how this has happened to me. Like I just don't know like how. And it was like less than a year I've been doing it when I got the email, and I was like, I wish I could tell you, but it was just kind of that moment where you sat there going, "Are you sure this is for me? Are you sure you've got the right person?" And I was just kind of like, "Yeah, that's that." When I got that email, I think that was the moment I went, "Actually, I'm doing something really important here, and people can see it, and people can recognize it, and
Mhm,
people want more of it." And I don't know, it was just nice to be recognized for what I'm doing because obviously
mhm.
this I don't get paid for this. Um, it's a hobby for me. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I do, full disclosure, I do get paid from a few companies to do videos, but they're
Mhm.
always bigger kind of companies. I would never charge like little local small companies for
Yeah.
videos. I do that as a hobby,
Mhm.
like just because I want to do it for them. Do you know what I mean? I just want
Yeah.
these businesses to do well and I want them to thrive. So,
Oh, brilliant.
um,
Well, I was just going to say to the people that are watching just now live, please feel free to drop a comment in. If there's any questions you've got for Lesley-Ann, please do drop them in the comments, and we'll get them shared. But the kind of the next thing I was wanting to really look at is like obviously the kind of social media aspect and the brilliant storytelling that you do on your posts. Um, what do you think makes good local content in your opinion?
I think you just need to be genuine as well, and
Mhm.
it needs to not be too polished.
Yeah.
And you need to be yourself as well. I think that takes a lot into it as well. Is be yourself, make it genuine. Don't make it too polished because nobody wants to sit and watch adverts. Like, can you imagine like a tourism advert for Aberdeen would look like? You're not really going to sit on TikTok and watch that. And it just needs to be authentic, kind of warts and all sort of thing. Like I do say like I wouldn't really do bad reviews. Like I've
Mhm.
been places and I've spoken to the staff there and says, look, this is something I can't post because everyone's always like, oh, you always post really good stuff. You always say everywhere is
Yeah.
good. And I was like, yeah, but I wouldn't ever do that to a small business. I'll speak to
Mhm.
them like face to face and let them know that I
Mhm.
can't post it or
Mhm.
whatever. But yeah, I think just for me, makes good tenant is being genuine and
Yeah.
doing your research, making sure that obviously you're giving out the right information as well.
Mhm.
Um, just finding something like for me, good content is educational as well. Like
Yeah.
I like to learn something. I'm. It sounds really weird. I'm not a scroller through TikTok and Instagram and things like that. I very rarely watch anything else. But if I do kind of watch things, I'm watching it because I want to learn something. And I think
Mhm.
that's a big part of my one is I don't tell people whether things are bad or good. I tell people they exist. And I tell
Mhm.
the story about them, and I want someone to learn something from it. Like, I posted a video today about the new Estabulo. Um, some people might not have known that that was a department store years ago. That
Mhm.
was the Esselman. I know it says it on the outside of the building, but you might not notice that it says Esselman and Macintosh on the outside of the building, or even what that was.
Mhm.
So it's got a little bit, as long as it's got a little bit of educational value to it, is something
Yeah.
that I consider good content.
Well, I'm old enough to remember it being E&M, so. But no, I mean, you've
Me
obviously
too.
touched on it a little bit there for my next question. I was wanting to ask you about social media. I mean, it's social media can be quite superficial, but I mean, I always think about what obviously I've been following your content, hence I wanted to get you on to have a chat with you. And but your
Mhm.
content often feels very meaningful. Is that been intentional, or do you just think it's kind of went that way is from the start to where you are now?
I think like when I first started doing it, I think one of the first things I said, I put boundaries in place. And one thing I said to myself is this account is not about me.
Hmm.
It's about Aberdeen. It's
Yeah.
about the places that I go to. It's about people in Aberdeen. And I think that I think that comes across in my ones. It's like, and that takes that superficialness out of it, and that's why I always like wear the pink jumper, because
Mhm.
I don't want people looking at me thinking, "Oh, what makeup is she wearing? What jumper should like? What clothes are you wearing?" It's never going to be that about that for me. It's never going to be um get ready with me's or like things that other content creators do, because the account is just not about me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the whole wearing the same jumper all the time is so people don't ask me what I've got on, or you know what I
Mhm.
mean. And it's just I'm trying to think of that. But yeah, I think that's why I come across as quite genuine, because I don't make it about myself. It's
Mhm.
never, I mean, very rarely will I post something about myself. I think I made one post obviously introducing myself, but still it was about the city.
Yeah.
And obviously I've done, I'm trying to think of another post I could have done. I yeah, I don't really talk about myself, to be fair, which is quite good. And
Well,
it's called Talk of a Dean for a reason. It's about Aberdeen, and I
yeah.
think that's why it's done so well and why people follow it, because they know it's not just about the person.
Well, it's like we say in Aberdeen, is that you've become a well-kent face.
Yes, yes. I mean, it's funny because like so many people don't know my name when they see me in the street. They just call me Talk of the Dean. And it's funny because a couple of the places, I mean, everyone's like, I actually don't know your name. And I was like, it is written on there. Like it's Talk of the Dean / Lesley-Ann. But everyone just leaves the name out and just calls me Talk of the Dean. So yeah, I just go by that
You'll need
now.
to get that in a pink jumper. You'll have to get Talk of the Dean
I
put on
know
it
I
as
need
well.
to get it written on. I actually do have a jumper, the lovely Ab Stitch in Aberdeen, maybe a
Okay.
jumper with Top of the Dean on it. And they're very,
Ah,
very nice. But
brilliant.
it's a black jumper with a pink writing on it. I was like, I need to get a pink one. Obviously, I do. I'm an ambassador for Caber Coffee, and I did ask them
Hmm.
for a pink jumper. This is everything they've got is orange, and I was like, I want a pink one.
They're great coffee, by the way. Yeah, I'll give them a little plug on here as well.
Amazing
That's
coffee,
great
yeah.
coffee. It is great coffee.
Mhm.
So obviously now with Talk of the Dean, I mean, do you see yourself as a content creator, a storyteller, a historian, or is it something else entirely, or is that like a mixture of everything? What do
It's
you see
not an
yourself as?
influencer.
No.
It's not an influencer. Like people call me an influencer, and I'm like, no, I don't like it. Content creator, storyteller is kind of what I go by.
Mhm.
Historian, no. Like so many people think that I'm a historian. I studied history. I did this. I didn't. This is all just being self-taught. I've got piles and piles of books upstairs that I kind of like
Mhm.
search through and love to kind of read through and learn stories. Most of the time, I'm learning like an hour before I do the video. You know what I mean? Like somebody's came into me and said, actually, do you know about this stone in this place? And I'm like, no. And I go and
Mhm.
look it up and I'm like, right, I'm going to go out and film that and I'm going to tell everyone the story. So it's great because I'm learning as everyone else has learned. So I'm not really a historian. But I would say I just tell stories. Mostly stories, I think, to content creation. I love go like I was in a business today having a chat with them about the history of their building, and I just love hearing the stories. Absolutely love it because it was I was actually in the Braided Fig and they were telling me the owner there, her parents got engaged under the tree. I don't know if you know the restaurant with the tree in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
her parents got engaged under that tree.
Oh
And
wow.
the place used to be a really fancy restaurant, and that was the garden room where you had the drinks beforehand, and it's
Mhm.
all been like boarded up. And yeah, just I could have sat there for hours chatting about the
Yeah.
history of that building and what it used to be. And I just can't wait. I'm like, I get really excited, and I'm like, I can't wait to tell her story. You know what I mean? And it's for me a lot of the time when I go out for food, it's not about the food. It's like I
Yeah.
show the food and I'm like, but actually this happened here and that happened there, and I just get really excited. And everyone's like, oh God, here she goes again with all her stories. I'm like, "Oh." But every day is a school day, and I just love learning new things about the city.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. That's good. Because I mean, a lot of people always think that it's older people that become a bit, emotionally connected with local history, etc. But I mean, why do you think people connect emotionally with local history and nostalgia? Because I must admit, I remember when I was living abroad for quite a period of time, it was when we heard the Northern Lights came on, because there was quite a little Aberdeen contingent, and because there wasn't a dry eye in the house. But so why do you think people connect that local history and with nostalgia and with Aberdeen?
I think it's just like a lot of the time it's like fond memories, as kind of everyone
Yeah.
would kind of call it. I mean, I think we did a post like of like kind of shops and days gone by and
Yeah.
nightlife and days gone by, and that obviously had a lot of comments and things like that, because I think it just sparks something in somebody, and they go, "Oh, I
Mhm.
remember when that happened there. I forgot about that." And people like to engage because they're like, "I forgot about that, but do you remember about this?" And like I've had people in the comments like find each other they haven't seen in years as well. Like,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was there as well." Like I did that, and it's so nice to kind of see. But it's so strange because like obviously TikTok is a kind of a younger kind of crowd. So
Uh-huh.
a lot of the time from there it's people that are like, oh, I didn't know that, thanks for telling me.
Mhm.
Obviously they're quite a young crowd, and then like Instagram's kind of a mix. But Facebook is kind of like my older kind of like followers, and I just love it because they've always got
Mhm.
stories. Like I always get messages of like stories of things that they did, and or comments, and like, oh, I remember going to the dancing there, and this used to be that, and so I think different age groups are kind of like liking it for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I think that it covers so much. It's so lovely to see all these kind of generations coming together with the content. And as I said, some people are learning it for the first time, other people have got memories of it. And I
Mhm.
think that's just why it does well,
I
surprisingly.
know. It's like I was to start feeling my age as well when like you're speaking to like, younger colleagues at work and things like that, and then you're mentioning an old club or a
Mm,
pub in Aberdeen, and then they go, "Where's that?" Well, that's not such a that's such and such, and you go, yeah, I know
mm.
you, and you're lost in the conversation as well, thinking, "Where's that?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
I can't remember when I mentioned the other day. I said something about a shop, and everyone was like, "What?" I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, showing my age now." For fuck's sake.
Well, it's like that's why my parents used to say it's one before the other. But
Yeah.
like we've kind of touched on a little bit as well, about the whole authentic piece, and I was wanting to really ask you, how important do you feel the authenticity online is now compared to like sort of the polished content?
For me personally, watching content, I can always kind of like almost tell when it's not
Mhm.
genuine. Like when someone says like on every video somewhere's 10 out of 10, I'm like, oh, it just, for me it just comes across really like disingenuous, especially like, no offense to chain restaurants because they're doing wonderful things as well, but like every chain restaurant's 10 out of 10, and for me I just switch off to that because I'm just like, it's not what I want to see. And as I said, I don't say if somewhere's bad or good. I normally just tell
Mhm.
people it exists and what they do. um but I think it's really important to be genuine because otherwise it's like this whole like fake news thing, isn't it? Because then
Yeah.
people will go and they're like, well, actually, that's not great, and then
Mhm.
it almost gives like every content creator a bad name. Like I get a lot of the
Yeah.
time is like, oh, I don't follow influencers or I don't like influencers because they're all like everything, they love everything,
Mhm.
and I think once there's like a group of people doing that, we almost all got tarred with the same brush.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I just wish more people would be more kind of like genuine and honest and like just yeah, maybe stop saying the same. Like I love like I love that there's so many people making content about Aberdeen now. Like there
Mhm.
is enough room for absolutely everyone. I if anyone is thinking about making content about Aberdeen, just like go do it because the more we have out there,
Yeah.
the more like we're promoting our city. Um, but just make it genuine. Tell
Yeah.
us your real thoughts about where you're going and what you want to do and how you find things, and that's what people are looking for now. They're looking for that like authenticity. They're looking for a genuine review.
Mhm.
um, I mean, not everywhere that I've been for dinner is 10 out of 10. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just there's always going to be something that I always say like one man's trash is another man's treasure. So I'm not going to go
Good
slating
point.
somewhere when it turns out actually like because most of the time my husband absolutely loves it and I'm like, well, I
Mhm.
can't eat that, and I'm like passing it over to him. Mostly like I think we've been somewhere and it's like ox tongue and I'm like, you can have that. Nah, but I mean like, but then he loves it. But it would be mean
Mhm.
of me to go online and say, well, actually, that meal was awful. It's just that
Yeah.
that's my personal taste. I don't like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think you just need to watch what you're kind of saying and just pick the good bits. Tell them what you
Yeah.
did like. Actually, do you know what? Like, wasn't all for me, but this is the bits I did like. Just be genuine, be yourself, be, yeah. I think it just, I think the people who do very polished content, I'll find that it doesn't do that well because people are looking for other things now. People are kind of like clicking on to actually, do you know what? That's,
Mhm.
I don't want to watch that, and that's fine. I don't know what else to kind of. I think I get just Oh, here's Ben popping up.
Yeah. You're
Ben's
doing
another
great.
content creator in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
um.
Oh, you have to show the mug because we're
Oh,
looking at this
Ben will
before we
love
go
this
out
if he's
live.
on.
This is great.
Yeah. So I'm
A
quite
rowie.
well known for liking a rowie. And this is the other thing about content creation. I find is that you say like I'll call this a rowie, and I start a massive online war
Or is that
of whether
buttery?
it's a rowie, a buttery, a cookie, a roll, and I'm just like, I've just always known it as a rowie. Like I've
Yeah.
grown up calling it a rowie, and then obviously then you start getting everyone chipping in. Like Peterhead, they call it a cookie. And then to the point where this is another like pinch me moment. I'm now judging the world buttery competition just because I started talking about Rowies online. They've asked me to now judge the world buttery competition. So, which is just, I don't
Well,
know how
here's
I got there.
well, here's actually a good question from Ben just before I go to the next piece as well. It was just about what key advice would you give to someone who is just starting out on their content creation journey?
Be consistent. Like for me, I gave myself a goal of, and this is a bit of a drastic goal, I do get it. My goal was to post something every single day of educational value for a
Hmm.
year, which I did. it
Yeah.
was it was a hard slog, but be consistent. Like consistent, don't give up because like one of your videos got 200 views. Keep going. Just keep plowing through and just
Hmm.
keep doing what you do. And the other one is to set yourself boundaries.
Hmm.
Um I have very set boundaries of what I will post, what I won't post. Like I won't post my kids. I won't post about my job.
Hmm.
I won't post bad reviews. I'll always like kind of speak to the company like face to face. But yeah, have give yourself boundaries and stick to them. Pick something that you love.
Hmm.
You'll be surprised how many people love something you love because I didn't realize how many people in Aberdeen love Aberdeen history.
Hmm.
I genuinely thought it was going to be my own little online diary of history stories where I could show my kids and be like, "Oh yeah, this you can tell like this mum telling the story about the history of this," and I genuinely didn't think anyone was going to watch it.
Yeah.
But you're very surprised how many other people love what you love. You just need to find
Hmm.
your audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have something that you're passionate about, post about it.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
don't care what other people think. I think that's
Hmm.
the biggest bit I can say is like when I first started, I was terrified that like real people in my life
Hmm.
would see it and judge me for it. And I did get a few, oh, like you're online, what you doing, blah blah. And now they're all like, well done, you're doing amazing, like you're doing really
Yeah.
well. I watch it all the time. My dad, I always get my dad watches it. My dad watched. I was like with my dad the other day, and I could hear your voice coming out his phone, and I'm like, oh great, it's always my dad or my granny or my grandma. Right, great.
Well, I
It's
don't know if my
always the
dad's
older
watching
one.
tonight. If you are, please comment. But I don't know if he is. I don't know.
It's always somebody's dad that's watching.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've also looked at what you've been doing at the moment, and well, I want to kind of look at how we can kind of change the perception of Aberdeen. And Aberdeen does get a lot of criticism online, whether it's comments on the Evening Express, or the Press and Journals posts, and things like that.
Yeah.
Has social media really amplified the negativity around the city? Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I think it's all too easy to take a video of something that's not like the say the roadworks in Aberdeen. It's
Hmm.
all too easy to take a quick video of that and say, "Oh, what a disaster! What a mess!"
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? And it's like, especially like with TikTok, a lot of people just kind of take videos and then just like put them up their anonymous accounts and things like that. And they seem to do really well. People love a negative video and people comment and so it pushes it out more.
Hmm.
And I do sometimes feel like I'm batting my head against a brick wall. With trying to be positive about the city. I get a lot of comments being like, with just being negative and basically calling Aberdeen names and things. But I think it's just because of the access to social media and how
Yeah.
easy it is to upload videos that you almost get inundated with the negative and
Hmm.
you have to put a lot more work into putting the positive out there.
Yeah.
And almost like obviously you need to go find it, you need to film it, you need to research it, you need to edit it, you need to obviously then upload it. It's very seldom that I can be walking down the road and see something lovely and be like, right, okay, I'll just get a quick video and pop it online.
Hmm.
It takes a little bit more work. Because I think I put a video up the other day, just a Scottish saying of don't cast a clute until May is out. Now I always grew up knowing that, I don't know if you saw this, I always grew up thinking that was the month of May.
Hmm.
And I had about 100 comments to tell me I was wrong. That is not what it means. It is about the hawthorn tree, and I know everything about this tree. And I was just like, but then when I put the poll up on Instagram, the poll was like 76% people agreed with me, but nobody in the comments agreed with me. I was like, that just shows you that people are very quick to be negative in the comments when really 76% of people agree with you. Do you know what I mean? And then when I put the second kind of post up, everyone was like, no, actually, I do agree with you. And
Yeah.
it's just like, and I think I say in the post, sometimes when it feels like everyone's against you, maybe it's
Yeah.
not. It's just maybe the negative people are shouting a bit louder. And I think for me, that's why part of why I started this, because I feel like the positive people need to be shouting a bit louder.
Hmm.
And there
No,
is
agreed.
more and more, like Ben popped up there. Ben does a fantastic job of promoting local cafes and businesses. And it's people like him and other creators in Aberdeen that are starting to shout about Aberdeen. And I think
Hmm.
like our Union Street are doing a brilliant job. There's also a account called Aberdeen Open for Business, and they're trying to promote some of the businesses that are maybe affected by the roadworks and things like that. So
Hmm.
these are accounts that are trying to push it forward and trying to drown out that negativity. And I think I said to you earlier, if you're thinking about posting about Aberdeen, if you want to get into content creation, go for it. Like if you want to
Yeah.
shout about Aberdeen, please just do it. Like I don't like I think some people it's like, oh, you're the queen of Aberdeen, like you do everything. And
Hmm.
I'm like, yeah, but I don't want that. I would like more and more people to shout about the positives. So yeah, if you're somewhere and you have a good experience, take a quick picture, stick it online, tell people
Yeah.
about it. And yeah, the more positive will eventually drown them out.
Hmm. That's it.
Well, you know what I mean? Like if we keep putting positive online, hopefully the negative will just yeah get
No,
less
100%.
views.
I mean, that was one of the things we said in the early days of AYP was when I set it up as well, was a case of, we're all ambassadors for the city. We've got like we want to sell it and sell it in the right way. Because I mean, tell you what, I mean, I've been at quite a lot of cities myself, and it's great to come home. I think it's a
Yeah.
it's a great place to come home with a lot to offer on its doorstep. Every city's got its issues, but I think it's still one of the best ones. But I'm probably being biased.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So, like, if you like, I've got quite a lot of like English people that work at my work, and they all come up from like the south of England, and they're just like, we love it here. This is
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. Like, I don't understand why anyone would moan about the city. The buildings are absolutely gorgeous. The history of them,
Hmm.
the like, obviously the fact that you can go out 10 minutes one way and you're at a castle, 10 minutes the other way, you're in the sea, 10 minutes, and then you can be up in a Monroe, and then you could be.
Yeah.
There's just there's so much, and we've got like train links to down the central belt, which is easy enough. We've got
Hmm.
you can go up to Inverness, like do you know what I mean? There's so
Yeah.
many things around us, and like all of my friends that are up from England are just like, this is amazing. Like I had one that came out with me to Aberdeen Cocktail Week, and he was like just moved up to Aberdeen. I was like, let me give you a history thing, and he was like, I didn't have a clue, like all this history, all these things, and I was just like, they just absolutely love it, and they can't understand why
Hmm.
people don't like it up here and like say it's awful, because they're like,
Yeah.
we've been to awful places and this is not awful.
So what do you think then that people misunderstand most about Aberdeen then, from your time doing Talk of the Dean or just in general? What do you think people misunderstand most about the city?
I, I would love to know. I would love to
Hmm.
know why people moan about it. Maybe they haven't been out of the city much. I don't know, or they maybe just I do get the frustrations about Union Street. It is
Yeah.
an absolute nightmare to navigate. The amount of times I've had to turn around, I definitely get my steps in trying to get up and down Union Street at the moment, because I'm like, dead end, I can't get anywhere. Like, and I get that they've started the Union Street, they've started Castlegate, they're doing the beach, and it just seems like there's a lot of roadworks at the moment, and I get the frustrations about it, and
Hmm.
that is not helping. But I keep saying to people, but look at the money they're putting into the city. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
This is not going to be forever, but
Yeah.
to get better, it needs to happen. I mean, you're
Yeah.
all quick to moan about the potholes and the uneven streets and Union Street be this and Union be that. I was like, but you have to allow time for the works to be done,
Yeah.
and they are going to run into problems because it's an old city. I mean,
Hmm.
Union Street was built over the dam burns. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not a real road. It's not. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
That was built up. And this is the thing: people don't know that history of
No.
the fact that Union Street was built between like two valleys essentially. So it's actually like
Uh-huh.
man-made, and they're going to run into problems.
Yeah, and it almost bankrupted the city as well when they
Mm.
built it, wasn't it? If I remember rightly from
Yep.
the
I would
history
just
of that.
love. I would love to know. I would love to know why people have got such a bugbear against the city. Because I
Yeah.
mean, I've always been like proud of my city. I mean, not glowing, but like I actually ran with the Olympic torch for Aberdeen. Do you know what I mean? Because I was
Brilliant.
always so proud of my city, and I was like so happy that I was chosen. I went to Delhi, so for the 2012 Olympics, they chose two people from every region in Scotland to go over to Delhi for the closing ceremony, and I went over to do that and represent Aberdeen as well. So I've always had this. I've
Awesome.
always had this, like being proud of my city and wanting to represent my city and things like that. And it's just something I've always done. And
Yeah.
I was like, I just can't understand. Maybe I'm naive, but I can't understand why people wouldn't be proud of where they come from.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
uh, That's what I'm saying. Like I was growing up saying Rowie, I was growing up proud of my city. People just grow up differently. People,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and have different kind of experiences and things like that.
So
And maybe it's just,
you feel like also the content that you're creating at the moment around the city, do you feel that that's changed your own relationship and view of Aberdeen?
I think it's just made me like it more.
Hmm.
um, do you know what? I've met some amazing. The thing with the content creation is I've met some amazing people through it.
Hmm.
Like all these like small business owners that are literally fighting to keep their businesses open at the moment, but because they
Yeah.
love the city so much and they want the city to do well and they want to keep open, they are fighting to keep. I think I put a post up the other day about the VAT. Kind of like obviously they're trying to get it down
Hmm.
to 10% for kind of hospitality, and that's really important. So I felt important for me to put that message out because I meet
Hmm.
these people, I talk to them, I hear their story, I see how hard that they are fighting to keep their business open in the city. And I think for me it's just made me more connected to the city and more kind of like I just want the city to do more and do well
Hmm.
and just keep building. And the thing is, my post today about Stabulo is like some big company is now investing in Aberdeen. They're
Hmm.
investing in Union Street. They can see that Union Street is going to reopen and that's going to be the place to be. They can see it.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to see it. And that's what my post was all about today. It wasn't about a chain restaurant opening. It was about that this chain restaurant's invested in a big property on Union Street because I think they can see what's coming. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? They'll have the brand new Castlegate, they'll have the Union Street done. And it's gonna be a really, hopefully a really positive area down there.
Yeah.
I think we're already starting to see that with the businesses that are moving in down there. I think it's going to be a very, very busy place,
Hmm.
part of Aberdeen once it's done.
Yeah, because
I'm
I mean, we've
excited
even
to see
got
the Castlegate done.
yeah, no, I mean, because we've even got like one of our own committee members. I don't know if Robert's watching tonight. Robert Nairn's he's got Kaizen, who's just opened up beside Dirty Murphy's at 500 Union Street. So we wish him well with that. And I'm hearing in the group chat within the AYP team that the coffee's amazing and so is the food. So it's well worth a visit. And you should probably check that out at some point as well. But
Yeah, I'm also hearing in the content creation world that it is very good as well. There's
yeah,
been a lot of chat about it, and just people like loving that it's somewhere a bit different because it is.
bit different.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, and the thing is, a lot more people are looking for that healthier option these days,
yeah.
and I feel like there isn't that many options for it in Aberdeen City Centre. I think my sister was like, "Oh, I want to go somewhere I can get quite a protein rich kind of like meal," and I was like, "I'm struggling to think of
Hmm.
somewhere where I can go like actually low calorie but protein and like
Yeah.
obviously promoting health." And I couldn't really think of anywhere, but now we'd probably be like, this is the place to go.
Hmm.
And it's just somewhere a bit different. The decor is a bit different. Um, Obviously I've only seen it in videos. I've not managed to pop in yet, but
Hmm.
it's somewhere a bit different and just somewhere that's trying something unique and hopefully people
Yeah.
go, yeah, that's what we're needing.
Well, it's like you
Um,
say, it's great to see people investing back on the
mhm.
Granite Mile. It's good to see that
Yeah.
happening again. And I mean, like obviously, a lot of your traveling you've been doing and the videos you've been doing as well. I mean, what do you feel is the sort of most underrated part of Aberdeen right now?
Oh, underrated.
Hidden gem.
Oh, the, I love it down on the green. Like I think
Mhm.
once that market's done, the green will be used a bit more. But there's so much history down in that green. I mean, I know I don't like it. I hate the use of hidden gem. It's so overused. Um, I've seen people recently say that a chain restaurant is a hidden gem, and I was a little bit like, okay. But there is like a few restaurants and cafes down on the green that I think are like
Yeah.
Bistro Verde. I don't know if you've ever
Oh
been to
yeah.
Bistro Verde, but it is just absolutely phenomenal. Like the food there is just yeah, and I think people gravitate to some of the bigger kind of like companies, and I'm just like 2 minutes from Union Square, and you've got Bistro Verde.
Hmm.
And it's just like really, it needs to be promoted more. But I think once the new market kind of opens down there, that hopefully will regenerate that area. And I think it's just going to be a fantastic area when it
Hmm.
opens, that whole like kind of merchant quarter. And it's, well, I think we need to put something about history down there. So I think we need to
Yeah.
be promoting the history down there. There is some, I'm not gonna lie, there's some awful history down there. I don't know if you've heard the story
Yeah.
of Indian Pete and
That's
the
right.
piper that used to walk through there to drown out the children's screams. So we're maybe not saying about that, but like that, I love one of my favorite places to walk through is actually Correction Wind.
Hmm.
It almost reminds me of Harry Potter. Like I don't know why. Whenever
Yeah.
I'm walking down there, I feel like I'm like walking through Hogsmeade. I'm a big Harry Potter geek, but I don't know, it just feels, I almost feel like you transport back in time, just
Yeah.
walking down Connection Wine through onto the green, the history, the stories. I think once you know all the history, even the nitty gritty horrible stuff, and you're walking through there, you can almost like imagine everything that happened there, the people like the traders and the markets and everything like that, and you're just like, oh, I would have been a lot, love to be alive at that time to
I
see
know.
it. But yeah, I think it'd been there used to be a market down there, like an actual kind of like Sunday
That's
market. I
right.
think it'd be great to see something like that back down there.
Yeah.
But I think it's underused and underrated, the
Hmm.
green.
Yeah.
And I know it's because there's a lot of building work going on just now, but I think people need to gravitate to that area once that's
Hmm.
open. We really need to use that market. We need to use the space because I think it's just going to be wonderful for the city to have a space like that in the city centre.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
yeah, I think it was obviously during the tall ships when we had a space for like a music kind of like live music and things like that.
Hmm.
People used it and people loved it
Yeah.
because it was right. People came into the city centre and they went to the cafes and the bars and the restaurants and then they
Hmm.
went to the little kind of music venue.
Yeah.
And you don't get that. Like, I absolutely love that we've got the P&J Lives, but I always think it's too far out the city. People don't then come
Yeah.
and have their dinner before they go
Yeah.
to it. They just go to it. So I think we are missing that kind of venue in town that could
Hmm.
almost host small live music, food, you know what I mean, and festivals,
Yeah.
things like that. So I think it's going to be a huge credit, and it's going to bring people more into the city centre, especially with having the bus and the train station so close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The,
No, I mean,
sorry, I do
I
a
was
chat mode.
that's all right. Because I was just thinking, like, I think one of the most underrated places at the moment is the Tivoli Theatre. I think it's fantastic. I was there on Sunday night with my wife, seeing Gary Delaney, the comedian. It was absolutely brilliant because we both needed a laugh. It's been a tough week, and but I just
Yeah.
think it's such a great venue for us to be able to walk to as well. But for people that can park in, like obviously Union Square, you've got the, like you say, you've got the restaurants, bars, everything around about the green area. You've got
Yeah.
Union Square area as well. So I think it's great to see the likes of that back on the scene again
I
as the
think
Tivoli.
it almost gets forgotten about because people tend to do like think about like His Majesty's Theatre and the Lemon
Yeah.
Tree and the music hall. But yeah, I think sometimes it does get forgotten as an forgotten as an arts venue in
Yeah.
Aberdeen. So I mean, I'm guilty for it. I tend to check what's on at His Majesty's Theatre and the music hall, and obviously I'm a massive advocate for the Arts Centre,
Hmm.
doing the kilt walk for them on Sunday. Um, but yeah, I'm probably guilty of myself. I have done a video for the Tivoli, but I probably am guilty myself of forgetting about what check-ins there. I think I'm going to start doing that from now on. But yeah, it's a beautiful venue though, and full of history as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and you said it's right next to. It's going to be so close to obviously that
Yeah.
market area as well. So,
Brilliant.
yeah, that isn't. I was waiting to say hidden gem. No, no, no.
Oh well,
It is a
I'll maybe
very
see
very
you
good
at
venue.
the kilt walk. I'll keep an eye out for the pink jumper. I'm doing it as well, so
Oh,
I'll
are
have to
you? I'm
to
not
get the
going to have it
trainers
on.
on.
I'm going to have my Save Aberdeen Arts. I think it's a purple T-shirt for the Save Aberdeen Arts Centre.
Mm, brilliant.
Um, I'm going to have that on with my kind of like my kilt that I actually wore to perform in Delhi.
Okay,
So
excellent.
yeah, try to squeeze on the kilt that I wore 14 years ago is it's fine. But yeah, not looking forward to the 18-mile walk.
No, I'm
No,
sure it'll be all right when you get the beer at the end. I think that's the what I'm looking forward
no.
to anyway. But no, I mean, we've also kind of touched on a little bit about a few of the businesses there and some of the places. I mean, which businesses or places do you think deserve far more attention than they currently get at the moment?
Just our wee independent cafes. I think we're all too like quick to nip in a Starbucks or
Mhm.
Costa, and sometimes I just ask people to walk 2 minutes further and nip into one of the local ones, a chat to the people there, find one that you really like. A lot of them do like loyalty cards. Like you've got Gaelic Lane Cafe that do like a loyalty card as well. Their coffee's absolutely lovely, and there a lot of these places do Caber coffee, which is obviously I mean I'm a
Mhm.
bias, but it's some of the best coffee in Aberdeen. But I just yeah, I mean places like Cup, I absolutely love Cup, just on Little Belmont Street. They're a smaller one on Union Street as well. I think it's Cup. I always get the number wrong. I think it's like 474 or something. I feel bad if someone tries to correct me, but there is one at the top of Union Street. It must be
My
474 if
daughter
it's
loves cups
500,
as
isn't it?
well.
Huh?
My daughter
Yeah,
loves cups. Yeah.
yeah, I absolutely love all of them. But yeah, just there's there's one just on the kind of Nether Kirkgate called the Thai Box Cafe. So underrated, so not known about. Just this tiny little. They do massages downstairs, but upstairs they serve amazing Thai food. I mean, I've done a video for them, but I just still think people just obviously forget about them. But we have such amazing small little local cafes and places. Like, I just urge people to try and like try somewhere new, somewhere you've
Hmm.
never been before, and just kind of, if you think, oh, do you know what, I'm gonna go to Frankie and Benny's. Do we still have a Frankie and Benny's? I don't even know. You know what I mean? Just maybe think, oh, actually, maybe I could go get pizza at a local place.
Yeah.
Let's go find somewhere different to get it. And just urge people to try and choose kind
Mhm.
of local. Um, and I think that's going to be a huge benefit to Aberdeen, is that people just
Yeah.
start choosing local. Uh,
No, excellent. Because I mean, we've obviously, I was wanting to look at now the reality behind, you know, your content creation journey as well. And people often will see, as they do, you know, you've got thousands and thousands of views. People see the finished video, but what's the reality like for you behind the creating content, you know, consistently, like as you mentioned earlier in the interview?
yeah, it's hard work, and I'm not gonna lie. There's been times that I just went, I'm done. I'm not doing it
Yeah.
anymore. I mean, I could spend 6 hours filming, editing, getting like what I'm going to say together, fact checking, putting it out, and I'll get like 200 views. This is more kind of like back at the start. And
Hmm.
I'd be so upset about it. Now I just don't really care. I always forget people actually watch it. It's more just if I reach 10 people and teach them something new, I'm happy, sort of
Yeah.
thing. But I mean, the views are lovely, but it's not something I kind of keep check of anymore. I used to. I
Hmm.
became quite obsessed with it, but I've kind of like let that go a bit now. But people, I think, a lot of the time people say to me, "Oh, these influencers, I'll do anything for a free dinner," and it's like it's you don't realize the work it goes into this.
Hmm.
Like I do my research before I go somewhere. I get there. I then have to film myself my whole dinner, different views, different things, and then I get home and upload all the footage onto my phone, and then obviously sit and go through all the footage. You've got to edit
Hmm.
the footage. You kind of got to get a bit of a kind of like storyline together. There's doing the voiceover, the music, and then it's not so much simple as hitting post, because
Yeah.
once you hit post, then the comments start coming in. So
Yeah.
I always spend a couple of nights, so a couple of hours every night sitting there just like replying to comments, because you have to engage with your audience. You do,
Yeah.
and people don't realize you see a 1 minute video of me having my dinner, when really that video took me about 6 hours to make all together.
Hmm.
And as well as that, it's also taken me 14 months to grow my audience so people watch that video.
Yeah.
And that's been hard work. And yes, I had a free dinner, but this is all the work that I put into to get that free dinner. And most of the places I do, I actually don't get invited to. I'm going anywhere, and I pay for it, and then I still make a video for them because I do it because I love it and it's a
Hmm.
hobby. All my history videos obviously is just kind of done off my own back because I get really excited and out videoing all day. Like, I just love, like, if I get a day off, like my normal job, I love just going out and walking around the city and just videoing everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to do. But yeah, people don't realize the hard work it goes into, one, building an audience, and two,
Hmm.
getting the videos out there. Because, as I said, I posted every single day for a year. That was including Christmas Day, while working full time, while having two kids. And there's been moments I kind of just wanted to give it up, but I was like
Yeah.
determined. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a video out every day.
Hmm.
And that's the reality of it, is that if you want to do well on social media, you have to put the work in.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna happen. People think, oh, I can get a viral video and I'll do well on social media. It's not. You have to put the work
Hmm.
in, and there will be tough times,
Yeah.
and
Because I mean,
you will
it
want to
must
give
be.
up.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
obviously you've alluded to like so obviously dealing with the comments and things like that, and obviously there when you started doing Talk of the Dean as well. I mean, have you ever really struggled with confidence, the criticism, or you know like imposter syndrome online with you know what your content's produced?
Yeah. I mean, to start with, I didn't. I was a faceless account when I first started.
Hmm.
As what we kind of call, obviously, when you don't show
Yeah.
anything about yourself. I never did a voiceover. I never showed my face. It was just text over videos. And then I
Hmm.
still slowly started getting the confidence to kind of show myself and like little
Yeah.
snippets here and there. And then I started doing the voiceovers. It's all kind of built over time. And now I've got a bit more
Hmm.
confidence. I think I've only recently started doing videos of me talking to the camera. I mean, that's 14 months in, and I'm
Yeah.
finally getting comfortable almost talking to the camera. Like, I did
Hmm.
some work with the people that do Open for Business for Union Street, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to film you. You got to speak to camera," and I was like, "Ah, nah."
Yeah.
But I did it, and I like now I just try and push myself out of my comfort zone to do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, when you're met sometimes with the negative comments, and And for most of the time for me, I get horrible direct messages. People like to do it behind closed doors. They like
Mm.
to send you messages telling you what they think of you. Now I've learned to just block and delete. I
Hmm.
try not to take it on, but I'm not going to lie. Like some of it I've taken to heart and I've got upset about it, and
Yeah.
I do want to give up, and that is the kind of harsh reality of it. But I think someone said to me the other day, "Oh, that's just part of being on social media," and I
Hmm.
was like, "No, I'm not going to accept that at all. Like I don't
No.
think that anyone should be going to social media and just accepting they're going to get bullied and
Hmm.
like spoken to the way that in comments the way that I get, and threats and hot. I mean, I've been threatened. I've been threatened to be sued quite a few times, and it's just like no, it's just not acceptable. And I think that's why I made the post the other day about this whole like don't cast a clue until May it's out. And I was just like, no, I'm going to
Hmm.
stick up for myself a little bit and say, look,
Yeah.
actually, it's the negative people that are shouting loud. It's not, I mean, it doesn't mean that not everyone agrees with you. And I
Yeah.
think I try and come across it a nice way. I would never like pick people out. And I have done, I wouldn't call them clapbacks, but sometimes I've used comments to like respond to, but I'm always
Mm.
trying again to try and change these negative comments into a positive thing and kind of like still try and be positive.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think I've had quite a few comments saying, "Oh, like you're fake positive," and this, that, and I think actually, no, this is genuinely me.
I
I
mean,
just,
do you think? I mean, I was going to say, do you think that's one of the main reasons a lot of people have got fearful of putting any content out there is because of that? I don't know. It's you probably get like about almost 50-50 when you start out, probably of criticism and what are you doing, and then there'll be people trying to support you as well. Do you think that's probably like one of the main reasons a lot of people
I,
are scared to put
yeah.
anything out there?
And I think it's a lot of people do put at least like one or two videos out there, and then they get bad comments, and they just say, "No, I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be it. We should be supporting each other. We should be pushing each other forward.
Hmm.
Like I've had a lot of people reach out to me and say, how do you do content creation? Can you give me some tips?" And I'm just like, be yourself. Don't like stick. I was like, pick a lane, stick in it. Don't try and like don't put your hand in anyone else's lane. Do you know what I mean? Just you
Yeah.
do you, and you'll be fine. And don't try and copy anyone else. Don't steal other people's, because a lot of this
Hmm.
drama is like people stealing other people's content and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
just
Yeah.
you do you, you just keep moving forward in the direction that
Mhm.
you want to do, and you'll be fine. Because like I hate the word, here I go again, I hate the word niche as well. I'll add it to my list of hidden gems, niche and influencer. Yeah, but if you've got your little niche that you want to stay in, just stay in it. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And don't look at what anyone else is doing. Because I think as soon as you start comparing yourself to others, that's when you kind of get yourself in trouble. Um, but yeah, like I think a lot of people do get put off. Like and
Mhm.
they just think, oh, what if people start making comments about what I look like, or what
Mhm.
I like? And I think that's the worst for me. Is like I would hate to start getting these kind of like,
Mhm.
and I have had messages like calling me names and things like that. But when people start picking up your insecurities and stuff, it does get you down.
Yeah.
And I can imagine for like younger people that must be. I mean, I've got
Mhm.
thick skin. Do you know what I mean? I've been called worse. um, I was on giving away my secrets again. I actually was on the TV program The Chase,
Mhm.
and I didn't come across well. I didn't answer many questions. So I got an absolute slating on Twitter at the time. It's not even a thing anymore. And yeah, I always get to say to people I was called worse after that. So like that made me develop a thick skin.
It's always
But
easier doing it in your sitting room than it is probably in a studio, I can imagine.
oh yeah, like see when they first put the camera on my face and it says, right, you need to say your name, where you're from, what you do, and I was like, I have no idea how to answer any of those things. I was like, nah, I don't know at all. They had to tell me, and they were like, you are, and I'm like, thanks. But yeah, it was. I ended up winning though. I did win.
Brilliant.
I didn't win. My team won. I just was there. um, but
That's just
yeah,
a nice
it's
comment here from Ellen as well.
really.
It's just saying, great words of advice, Leslie. So it's
Ellen's
good to
also
see.
another. She's another content creator as well, so it's nice to see some of them on here. But yeah, um, don't another bit, just don't let the trolls and the haters put you off,
Oh,
because
that's it.
you are always going to get them. You shouldn't accept it. I'm not saying that you should ever accept that, but block and delete.
Mhm.
Don't give it your time. Don't give it your energy. And that's the thing, and
Yeah.
that's what I don't. I just don't give it any time and energy, and I just move on, and I'm
Yeah.
on to something. The thing is, after that kind of video today, I did have a down moment kind of yesterday, thinking, what am I doing? Why am I still doing this? And then
Mhm.
today I've been out doing things with 3 businesses, and I was bouncing off the walls, and I'm so happy, and I was like, I've met this person, I've learned this story, and I'm like, yeah, this is why I do it. So it swings and roundabouts, but if you just remember why you love it.
Yeah.
But I think you need, if you're going to do social media, you need to love what you do. You need to love
Yeah.
what you're posting about, because it will come across to everybody if you're posting
Yeah.
about something you don't actually genuinely enjoy.
It's coming
Do you know
back
what I
as
mean?
that
Like,
authenticity thing, isn't it? You could
yeah,
see it with somebody who's doing it, that's passionate about it as well, that rather than somebody who's just doing it with like a fake way. It doesn't come across
yes.
as good. But well, I want to kind of probably, as we come near the end of the interview now, Leslie, what I'd like to probably do is look at the future. Let's try and like end on a bit of a more we'll get on a positive note again, shall we? Um,
Yes.
so I want to kind of look at it on the community side and looking at towards kind of the future. I mean, do you think that local creators have a responsibility, shall we say, to support their communities?
It depends what kind of creator they are. Like
Hmm.
there's creators that live in Aberdeen that don't ever really post anything about Aberdeen, but I wouldn't say that they have to go out and post something about the city they live in. I
Hmm.
think if you choose to be say you obviously you choose to be a food and drink person in Aberdeen, yes, I do think like obviously you have that responsibility to go out and you have to showcase places and you have to be honest about them and genuine about them. But I wouldn't say that everybody who's a creator in Aberdeen needs to go out and promote their city. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because unless you genuinely love it like I do, or you genuinely love the food scene in Aberdeen, or you love the I'm trying to think like if you really like the kind of running groups in Aberdeen, or you like sports and fitness, you like fashion in Aberdeen, you like there's one girl on TikTok who goes out to all the Aberdeen like charity shops and things like that, and she just absolutely loves it. And it comes across like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think if you have a genuine passion for something that's in Aberdeen, I think yes, have a responsibility. Always promote your local stuff first. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I live in Aberdeen, I'm not going to go. I have promoted some places in Glasgow because I sometimes visit there, but all the time, every
Hmm.
time I do that, I'm like, do you know if you're visiting Glasgow from Aberdeen, you can go here. And I'm still always kind of connected back to Aberdeen. But yeah, if you live in Aberdeen and you're promoting local businesses in Glasgow, but not in your own city, I would be
Hmm.
like, I mean, local first. But I love saying that I think the amount of creators in Aberdeen has definitely increased in the past 14 months since I've been doing it. Like prior to me doing it, not that I started a trend or anything, but like prior to me doing it, I think I only really knew of like Julia Bryce,
Hmm.
who and I probably couldn't name you another Aberdeen creator. And now I just there's so many of us, but we're all got different audiences. Like mine, I've got a lot of the older kind of audience and the history, and I've got all that kind of intertwined. You've got Ben who does a lot of kind of like just he does mostly kind of local businesses and cafes, and he's always
Hmm.
like putting up like what's new. Um, I'm trying to think like other people we kind of have but there's just like there's so many people who have got Mikey Banks, he does kind of like mental health stuff and he points you in direct direction of mental health places in Aberdeen
Hmm.
and things like that. So like there's lots of creators in Aberdeen, but we all cover different things. Yes, some of the things overlap, like you'll see us all gonna go to an event and we all overlap, but I think it was like we went to the opening of Sober Bar and everyone was from different walks of life. And even though there
Yeah.
was like 10 videos getting posted that night, they were all different and they were all, the story was told different regarding
Hmm.
like
That's
what
good.
audience that you have. And that's why I always say like there's so much room for creators in Aberdeen. Like
Yeah.
and if you want to do it, go for it. Nobody owns creation in Aberdeen. Nobody kind of
Mm.
owns that niche. Go and tell your genuine story about what you do in Aberdeen. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because there's people out there that do things in Aberdeen that I don't know exist. Do you know
So
what I mean?
I think you probably answered like what's the next question I was wanting
Sorry.
to really kind of no, but I was just going to say the next question I was going to ask you. You've probably kind of answered this in a roundabout way in the last sort of 20 minutes or so. Because do you think social media can really help regenerate cities like Aberdeen? Because obviously every city to survive needs to regenerate itself. We can all look back, but I think to look forward, do you think that social media can help?
Yeah,
Aberdeen.
yeah, absolutely. So I was actually speaking to a business owner about this today, and I was saying like people have stopped using Google
Hmm.
for if I'm looking for somewhere to go out to eat. They go onto TikTok and they go onto Instagram and they're like places to eat in Aberdeen, and then they watch videos on it. I mean, I know I do that. I don't tend to use Google. I don't tend to look at TripAdvisor because I would rather watch a video because
Yeah.
TripAdvisor there's a lot of fake reviews. No,
Yeah.
just gonna put that out there. The amount of times you've been in a restaurant and they came up at the end of the thing and went, "Oh, can you just give us a really good review?" And they're like, "Do you know what I mean?" You're like, "Right, okay." And the thing is, as again, people tend to shout louder if they've had a negative experience. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So they'll tend to go on and leave a review because they've had a negative
Yeah.
experience. But if they have a positive one, they won't leave a review. So I like seeing videos of places I'm going to go to. Like if I'm going to a different city, I tend to look it up on TikTok and Instagram and things
Mhm.
like that. And I think that's where content creation comes in, is that we're shouting about all these local places. And it's positive and
Mhm.
people are looking it up. People are going, oh, do you know what? I'd really fancied going to like a wine bar in Aberdeen. Now I know exactly where to go because it's
Yeah.
there. But I also like put a plea out to businesses to say, hey, show up online, like put something on your social media. Like if you've got changes in opening times, if you've got a new menu, stuff like that, put it on social media because that's where people's looking. People are not Googling
Mhm.
as much anymore. And that post might only get 200 views and it might be like, oh, what's the point? But that's 200 people that specifically be looking for your opening times.
Yeah.
That's 200 people that specifically
Good
looking
point.
to see what your menu looks like. And that's what you need to remember. It's not about going viral. Like, it's just not what social media is about anymore. It's not about
Mhm.
going viral. It's not about how many followers you have. It's just having that information available to people who are specifically looking for you. And that's where you're going to get the customers. That's where you're going to get the people going, actually, you know what? I now know their opening times. I know some of the menu that I like. I saw a video saying someone saying they really enjoyed it and that's what they had. And saw someone tell me the history about the building. That's where I'm going to go. And it works. So that social
Mhm.
media is where people are going to find out their information these days.
Yeah.
I know I do.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's just the way things are going. And I mean, the kind of final question I want to ask you just before we go into like so the quick fire questions, just before we end up tonight, would be, we've spoke about it, is to try and get to encourage people to share content. Don't be afraid. Try and sell Aberdeen. Let's just get out there and do some videos. If someone like a young professional is watching either just now or when they watch it and play back on our social media, wanted to start creating content today, what advice would you give them?
Pick something you love. That was the thing. Be consistent and try. Yeah, don't let the trolls bother you. But yeah, I think if you just pick something you love and you be consistent and just put the work in. I think that's the biggest bit of advice I can say to people. Don't do 2 videos and give up because they're not getting views.
Mhm.
Put the work in. Like it's hard. It's hard work. People think it's easy to pick up your phone, take a video,
Yeah.
and post it online. It is hard work and it takes a lot of time. But you need to want one. You need to want to do it, and two, you need to know that you enjoy it. And the moment you stop enjoying it, it comes across on the screen. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, put the work in. I mean, I've had so many people ask me how to do social media and if I could help with it and things like that. And I was like, I can only do so much. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You need to want to do it and you need to put the work in. And I know so many people that have started and then they stop and
Mhm.
now they think, oh, see, if I just kept going, I probably would have been further
Yeah.
on by now. I mean, I said I set myself a goal of posting a video every day for a year. I mean, I know that's drastic, but when you first started out, maybe do a month of like, right, I'm going to post every day for a month and see what I go on. Look at what works and what doesn't, because some of your videos will do better than others.
Yeah.
And it's all trial and error in the start. If anyone, what to do is anyone watching this, scroll back to my first video. Scroll all the way back and look at my first video compared to the one I just posted today, and you'll see where I started. And it's all trial and error, and you learn as you go. Like,
Mhm.
no one is expecting your first videos to be perfect, but
Yeah.
what you need to do is make them exist. Because if they don't exist, no one can watch them, and you can't learn from them. But yeah, that's what I would
Sound
say to people.
advice.
Just make it exist. Yeah, if it doesn't exist, you can't learn.
Well, that's
So
great because what we'll go on to now is we'll just move on to our quick fire questions.
this is a bit of nervous.
Okay, so one word to describe Aberdeen.
Grey. That's a bad word, is it? Yeah. Uh, the thing is, that's the word that always comes to mind, isn't it? Grey. Um,
Has been
diverse.
today.
Yeah, diverse. I think it's probably a really good word. It's diverse.
Mhm. And what's the most underrated street in the city?
Correction mind, just because I think it's
And
beautiful.
as much as I know you love this term, what's your favourite hidden gem?
Oh, the Baker's Face, which is George Russell, that's on the side of the Lord Provost, not the Lord Provost, and the Provost Trust house.
Brilliant. And what's the best local food spot?
Oh, Bistro Verde. It's my
And
favorite.
I agree, it's a great restaurant. One Aberdeen building that you'd save forever.
Oh, Marshall College. I know it's like big and iconic, but it's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, and I love when like people like see it for the first time. I love standing there watching people see it for the first time. I know that
Oh,
sounds weird, but it's one of my favorite things to do.
it's a stunning building. And
It is.
one thing that Aberdeen needs more of.
Oh, um, outdoor spaces to like eat and drink.
And one thing Aberdeen needs less of.
Moaners. Negativity. People want to moan. Roadworks at the moment, but
Roadworks, yeah.
that they're working on that. They have to be there to make it better. So yeah, yeah, moaners. I think if more people are a bit more positive, turn
So
all the
become
negativity
Aberdreamers, not Abermoaners. That's what we'll do.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need any more Abermoaners.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been an absolute pleasure interviewing you for this episode of AYP Live. Can I just, for people that are watching it and watching it back later on, what's the best way for people to kind of get in touch with yourself after, this interview?
If you just pop onto any the social media platforms, so like TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, I am Talk of the Deen, TOK, because I started on TikTok. But yeah, Talk of the Deen, and just either DM me or my email address is on there. So never be afraid to just send me an email, especially if you're wanting to get some advice about doing content creation. Either just send me a message on any of those social media platforms, or just send me an email. Yeah, all my details are on all my social media.
Brilliant. Well,
okay.
I mean, just as I'll say, just keep going with the excellent, informative videos, because keep telling Aberdeen's story and what it's got to offer age-old Aberdonians and obviously newbies to the city as well. So, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I want to say thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so tonight's conversation reminds us of something important. Sometimes cities don't need saving. Sometimes they just need people willing to tell their stories properly. Lesley-Ann's content works because it does something social media rarely does now. It makes people pause, look up, and feel connected. And maybe that's the bigger lesson here. Community doesn't start with £1 billion regeneration plans. It'll start with curiosity, pride, conversation. And a city becomes what people say it is. And if more people start looking at Aberdeen the way Lesley-Ann does, not just for what it's lost, but for what's still here, then maybe, just maybe, the future feels a lot more exciting than people think. So I want to say thank you again for Lesley-Ann joining us tonight. She's been a fantastic guest. And thank you for people who are watching us live and then obviously watching us back. I'll put up our QR code here for our YouTube channel. So thanks for joining us again. If you have enjoyed this episode of AYP Live, please visit and subscribe to the YouTube channel there, AYP TV, where you can watch previous live shows and also videos of our past events. So as always, take care, and I will see you at the next live event. And thanks for contributing tonight and watching us live. Take care. Thanks for tuning in to Aberdeen Young Professionals. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more events. Want to join us in person? Visit www.aypgroup.co.uk to find out what's next. See you there.